When we got involved in apprenticeships in 2011, just after it was announced that they were going to have a renaissance in the UK, it was very much our understanding, and everybody else that I spoke to, that apprenticeships were associated with traditional careers only, the traditional trades such as hairdressers and bricklayers and maybe engineers. The truth is though that since then we have now got more or less 400 different types of apprenticeships, and they provide access to every single profession you can think of. And what you're going to see today in this vlog are a couple of people who are on a recruitment apprenticeship. And this is just one example of the type of apprenticeships that now exist. With recruitment, obviously it is a qualification relating to the process of recruitment, and that requires a number of different skills: customer service, sales, administration, a whole variety of sort of different interviewing skills, etc. And I was actually one of the members of the steering group who actually put together the content of that particular apprenticeship. And so it's great to now see that come to life, and to see people such as Jenny and Sam, who you will see in the vlog, actually undertaking the job of recruitment and actually doing that qualification. Another common fallacy about apprenticeships when we first got involved was that it was only applicable to young people, and that apprenticeships would provide access to careers as opposed to progression within a career. But the truth again here is slightly different, in that you can be actually in a job and you could have been doing that job for many years. You could be 55 years old, you could have a master's degree, and you could be doing, let's say, law, and you decide that you want to train as an accountant or recruiter. Well, what could happen is your employer would sponsor you and put you through an apprenticeship program. And yes, you would be going through an apprenticeship program, but the truth of the matter is that you would still work for the same employer, you would still be on your same salary. It's just that you would be doing this different job, and you would be undertaking a qualification to support you in that. Equally, you may be doing a job, let's say, as a manager, but you found yourself in that position because you've been with the company for a long time, and you've worked your way up, but you've never maybe been formally trained as a manager. And again, what we see is a number of employers who decide that they are going to use some apprenticeship funding and put their existing managers through a management and leadership apprenticeship qualification. So the world of apprenticeships is very, very different to how it used to be. Yes, it's all about upskilling an individual to make them a master of a particular profession, but it is in so many different fields now, so many different industries. As I said, there are 400 different apprenticeships, and the contents of those apprenticeships have been put together by employers who actually know what employers need. So they're very different to the original ones, and they are suitable for young entrants as young as 16, just joining, on their very first job, so sort of starting on the career ladder, right the way through to, as I said, people in their 50s, 60s and beyond who've literally decided that they want a career change or they want to grow within their current career. So I hope you enjoy this vlog, and I hope you enjoy watching all the different things that Jenny and Sam get up to, both in the job and actually on the apprenticeship as well.
Hello, I'm Jenny, I'm from Middleton Murray, and I'm a recruiter for apprenticeships. So I come from a very strong sales background, and now I'm in recruitment. Sales and recruitment, there is a big difference. I started at Middleton Murray from sales to recruiter, and my job is to link up learners and employers and get learners their dream career. Middleton Murray have enrolled me onto the recruitment qualification, which has really helped me with the transition from sales to recruitment. It's helped me a lot, especially with young people, learning the legislations, employment laws, contract requirements, and also not just in my role, but it's helped me in my personal life build a personal brand. So one of the units in the recruitment qualification is 7 ways to market yourself, and I found that unit really, really helpful for my own self, developing myself in a career, and developing myself outside Middleton Murray as well. With the recruitment qualification, you also get membership to the Institute of Recruitment Professionals, which really makes you stand out on things like LinkedIn. You can have the letters after your name, which really sets you aside from other recruiters in the market. Especially in this day and age, there's a lot of dodgy recruiters out there, so it really makes you stand apart. So even if you've been in recruitment for a while, I'd still recommend the qualification. Obviously, you're getting qualified up to a nationally recognised standard. So the recruitment qualifications are between 90 to 100% government funded, So obviously you're getting a great deal. So it doesn't cost a lot to invest in your staff, invest in yourself. Middleton Murray can support you through a full recruitment career pathway, from recruitment resourcer, recruitment consultant to team leader, all the way up to director level. So if you wanted to find out more, you can find us on our website or our social media pages.
So I'm Sam, I'm in the Recruiter Apprenticeships team. So I ended up in recruitment basically. I'm quite a talkative person, I think that's fair to say. So I've been travelling for a little while, I came back, I wanted to sort of use something that was more in my skill set essentially. So I found a sort of a little company over in Bromley doing digital marketing recruitment, which is actually a really interesting industry. And obviously it's an opportunity for me to work really hard and obviously earn money off the back of that, not just doing like a standard 9-to-5 job or anything at all. On top of that, it meant I got to go out on meetings as well, meet a whole new range of people, do some networking and basically learn about different areas that I found really interesting. So that was sort of like the motive behind getting into recruitment essentially. So I came to Middleton Murray. I actually did an apprenticeship. To be fair, it taught me so much. It was basically how I got started. When I left school, I didn't know what I wanted to do, to be honest with you. Apprenticeships offered that opportunity, so when the opportunities came to move into recruitment in apprenticeships, it seemed like the perfect opportunity to almost give something back essentially. Obviously I know it fairly well, you know, being on the inside of it and being the other end of it as a learner previously myself, and then sort of getting to be the other side of that where I can understand it and develop it and sort of hopefully promote everyone else's careers that's sort of on the traineeship as well. That's something that I got a real kick from, to be honest with you. But obviously again, it's an opportunity to meet loads of people in a slightly different area of recruitment as well, so it's just about sort of expanding your network, expanding the knowledge that you've got within the industry, and obviously sort of apprenticeships to that as well. So at the moment I'm doing the REC level 3 qualification, and that's the 360 recruitment one. Obviously REC level 2 is more 180, and to be fair, it's actually worked out really well so far. I mean, when I started recruitment, no one particularly taught me how to be a recruiter. You know, it's a case of, you know, there's a phone, there's a laptop, away you go. So what the REC does, it sort of pulls it all together, so like a number of different techniques that you can use on sort of how to go about approaching your leads, how to find your leads, how to sort of determine which ratios, make sure you're doing your job efficiently. Employment law, that's a massive part of it as well. Things that you wouldn't ordinarily pick up if you just sort of doing the job, as it were. So it really sort of branches that out and gives you a whole rounded knowledge essentially of recruitment as a whole. Obviously there's a number of pathways that you can sort of utilise it for. Obviously you can sort of promote that through the 0 to degree programme. Alternatively, you can just sort of promote up to the management qualifications, which is sort of more of the route that I'm going down. So I sort of progress within the recruitment industry. Got to sort of like senior consultant, manager, and so on and so forth, and hopefully progress all the way up to director in due course. I've been to a number of different recruitment companies, especially at the apprenticeship, that don't quite train their new recruits essentially in a way that teaches them to be good recruiters. You know, at the end of the day, anyone can sort of phone people up and look for leads on a laptop. You know, you don't have to be a recruiter for that. But what the REC level 3 and level 2 does is train you to be an actual recruiter, trains you to be a professional in that area rather than like an amateur that's just trying it out, if that makes sense. So I thoroughly recommend anyone sort of doing that wants to be a recruiter and wants to progress within the industry, because it just gives you such a rounded knowledge of everything within that, to be honest with you. Recruitment isn't just something that you get up and do 9 to 5 as a job. It's almost a way of life. I mean, you're always sort of going out and networking. The amount of times I've been out on a Friday night and you find someone that, you know, might be looking for a role, or someone that has a company who's looking for an apprentice, that's something that you're sort of always switched on to. It's a 24/7 role, to be honest with you. It's a bit of a cliche to say it, but it is a bit of a way of life, recruitment, whereas other sort of standard business admin jobs, they finish at like 5 o'clock, as I mentioned, but recruitment is always on the go. And what the qualifications and the upskills do, if you're already in industry, is basically bring that all together. It helps you realise what your targets need to be and how the best way to go about doing them. It also helps you to consider different circumstances, like obviously at the moment Brexit's going on. How is that going to affect the recruitment market? Someone that isn't involved, particularly with the industry, is going to really consider. So it's all everything around sort of like political, environmental, social, legislative, bringing all that into your sort of standard role, as it were, and like I said, carrying that out to all your areas of life essentially. You know, at the end of the day, sales and networking never stops, and if you can give a good account of yourself, no matter where you are, it's just going to help you in the long run, obviously, sort of help you hit your billings and so on and so forth, and basically help to network you as a person, develop your network. But yeah, I mean, if you want to get involved with it, which I thoroughly recommend, there's a website. I'm sure it's popping up right now. If you're interested in anything else at all to do with Middleton Murray or apprenticeships, and then you can check out our social media pages as well. It's just at Middleton Murray, and you can find everything you need there.